So without further ado, let us say hello to the one and only Scott Coker. Hello, Scott. How are you?
Ariel, how are you?
First off, commiserations on the Niners. I mean, it's tough to win when you've got your fourth string quarterback out there. I don't even know if he is a quarterback, to be honest, but I'm sorry about all that. So we're now 3 weeks ago, we were both talking about seeing each other in Glendale for the Super Bowl, and now we're going fishing.
Yeah, that was a tough one, boy. That losing your third, fourth string quarterback, it doesn't get any worse than that. I mean, it was just a poor performance after he got injured. Purdy got injured. So next year we're going to be good next year, and we're going to bounce back. That's my hope.
Okay, there's always next year. For you, there's this weekend. This is big. Do you agree with what I'm saying, Scott? Like, this feels a little different. It feels still special to be on CBS. It's been such a long time for you. This feels like a bigger deal than your typical run-of-the-mill event. And I know you have a big one in Dublin coming up on February 25th and all that, but this feels special. Does it feel different for you?
Oh yeah, it's really a great opportunity for Bellator, and extremely grateful to CBS and giving us the air date. And we're put on a great fight card. This is going to be something I think the fans are going to want to tune in. It's free on CBS and on Paramount Plus. So anytime you have Fedor, who's we talked about, he's going to do his retirement fight. It's going to be a special night, and to actually put his gloves down after the fight's over and do the whole ceremony, I think is going to be a very special night, one way or the other, whether he wins or loses. That's going to be up to him and Ryan. But to have that ceremony in the Bellator cage after his illustrious career of just fight after fight after fight, and I went back, Errol, and I watched those fights. I watched the Ngannou fight. I watched the Krokop fight. I watched the Andrei Arlovski fight. I watched the Mark Hunt fight. I watched the Randleman fight. I watched all these fights that he fought way back, in the day in Pride, and when he was on his 10-year run, and he was, to me, he was so fast, so explosive, and to me that just makes it that much more special because he still has the speed, he still has the knockout power, right? He is older, and I think it's time to say goodbye in the cage, and I think to do it on CBS, which is, to me, where he started his U.S. growth. And what I mean by that is, like, he did fight on a pay-per-view fight card before that with Affliction. But, when he fought on CBS, I think he did 5 or 6 million views back in the day. So we're really looking forward to this fight. And I'm excited for Ryan. It's another great opportunity to showcase his skills. What an amazing athlete. And, we're going to let him get it on Saturday night on CBS.
Crazy. 2 GOATs retiring on the same week, right? Tom Brady, who a lot of people consider the greatest quarterback of all time, announced his retirement officially this morning, and on Saturday, Fedor as well. So I guess, Father Time, always undefeated. By the way, you just watched some of his classic fights. You just named them. What's your favorite?
I'll tell you the fight that I thought was, there's like 2 or 3. I just can't pick one, but that when Randleman slammed him, and I thought he broke his neck, I said, oh my God, this is like over. But, he came back and took him out. But that was, to me, special. But the one that really made me go, this guy is really special. And I remember sitting in my house watching this fight at 2:00 in the morning back in the day, is the fight we had with Mirko Krokop. Because here's this great striker. And honestly, I thought Fedor outstruck him. I thought Fedor was pushing the fight and pushing the technique, and basically he outstruck Mirko Krokop. And so he proved to me, like, this guy can do it all, and he can do it on the ground, he can do it on the throws, he can do it on the stand up. So that's really when he got my attention.
All right, so let's talk about this news that you have to share, because I have to say, when I first heard about it, I was very excited because I've been banging the drum about something like this happening for a very long time. I will explain in a moment. But I want to give you the floor here because I think this is a beautiful thing that you guys are doing, and to me makes the event. And this is a shoot. This is me just telling you, like this alone makes the event must see TV. So tell us, what are you guys doing on Saturday to honor the great Fedor Emelianenko?
Yeah, and really, Errol, this happened in an organic manner. We started getting calls from different fighters that wanted to come to the fight and watch Fedor fight, and so. One of the first calls I got was from Randy Couture and saying, hey, I'd like to attend his last fight. And it said, great. Then Dan Henderson said, hey, I'd really like to be there. Hoist Gracie wanted to come, so he's there. Mark Coleman will be in attendance. And so all these legends of the sport that really are the roots and the foundation of MMA started calling. And, we said, look, this is a very special occasion. We're going to have all these, OGs back, legends from, the days that really built MMA. Why don't we do something special? And, another legend that's going to be there is Renzo Gracie. Another one is Frank Shamrock. Matt Hughes is going to come. Chuck Liddell's going to come. Chael Sonnen is going to be there. Rampage Jackson's going to be there. Josh Barnett's going to be there. It's really like the who's who of MMA from that era. And this is the end of an era, Errol. And the page is really turning to the next chapter of mixed martial arts. But Fedor, I think, is the last emperor, and this is his last stand. And all these gentlemen will go into the cage as Fedor is probably saying his speech, and he's going to retire. And they're going to stand behind him. And when Fedor gets, when he gets up from putting his gloves down, they're all going to be there to congratulate him. And this is a ceremony and a great send off to the greatest heavyweight of all time.
I love everything about this. I continue to say that the sport of MMA doesn't do a good enough job, and that goes for everyone, of honoring its past. I watched the NBA All-Star Game. They've got the 75 greatest there. They always bring out the legends. They're always honoring them. We need to honor these individuals more. And so I love everything about this. To recap, and we have a nice snazzy graphic to really drive this home for you. Yes, breaking news, courtesy of Frank right over there. Look at this. We've got an amazing graphic here. All these legends are going to be in attendance on Saturday to honor the great Fedor Emelianenko, Josh Barnett, the fight that we didn't get to see, Mark Coleman, Randy Couture, another one that we wish we saw, Renzo Gracie, Royce Gracie, Dan Henderson, Matt Hughes, Rampage Jackson, Chuck Liddell, Frank Shamrock, and our old friend Chael P. Sonnen, who did fight him at the very end of his own career. This is amazing. And I don't know off the top of my head if we've ever seen this many legends together in one spot, Scott. Like, this is an incredible thing.
Look, it's something that's really special, and it means a lot to me because, like you said, I look at this from a martial arts perspective, and these were the greatest martial arts of their time and their era, and they really built, what MMA is today, and they really built the evolution of what mixed martial arts is today, and they deserve to be, in the cage with Fedor, and I think that it's going to be a magic moment, man, and I'm really looking forward to it, and saying hello to all these gentlemen, and these gentlemen were all so very nice and really respectful. And they're like, look, I would love to be there. And I told them, I said, we'd like to have you in the cage after. They said, we would love to do that. And they're there to pay tribute to Fedor Emelianenko.
Can I pitch you an idea though? Can I throw a curveball your way?
Sure.
You may have heard the idea through the grapevine, but I'd like to pitch it publicly if I may. Here's the thing. Who represents Pride better than anyone? Who is linked to that era? Who is the only man who has the chance to be a Bellator champion and a Pride champion? Who was the face of Pride for so many years? It is the great Fedor Emelianenko. For 6-7 years, he was the pound-for-pound best, greatest heavyweight of all time. He was Pride Fighting Championships. And one of the things that I loved, among the many things that I loved of Pride was, and you've done this with the Heavyweight Grand Prix, you'd have the guys come out beforehand, right? Pride would do this beforehand on the stage, right? The music and the lights and the smoke and all this stuff. These are the individuals that will be competing tonight. It's unlike anything we've seen. It's not something that the UFC has done. So you have them all come out. And so what I was thinking was, when I heard this, I was like, oh, of course they're going to do it this way. But then I found out, as you just said, it's going to be after the event. What if you start, Mauro Ranallo, we're here at the Forum in Inglewood, and we are here to celebrate the life and career of Fedor Emelianenko. And these legends, never before have this collection of legends been together under one roof, all to honor arguably the greatest of all time. And they all come out on the stage, each one, Renzo Gracie, Royce Gracie, Dan Henderson, Chuck Liddell, they all come out, and then he comes out in between them, and everyone's clapping for not only him, but all the legends as well. All together to send off this guy. They have never come together. They all have their own issues and beefs, but they're coming together for one common goal to say, hey, our guy from our era, we wish you well, and we're here to honor and support you. And then the beauty of all of that is, sets the tone for the night. Perfect way to kick off. You're on CBS. You're like, wow, what is going on here? All these legends together. But then you're a great social team led by your son, Jordan, clips that off. It gets passed all over the world. And now someone at home who may have forgotten that there's this event going on, they're like, what? Renzo and Royce and Shamrock and Couture, they're all there to celebrate Fedor. I got to tune in. So now it's being used as a promotional tool to get people people to tune in, and now you have this great moment that doesn't hinge on the finish, because let's just say he loses to Bader, you could have a bit of a sad moment there in the midst of this celebration. Then you have them come back at the end to say goodbye as he puts the gloves. But you're going through all this trouble to get these guys. Why not kick off the night with the legends? What do you think of my idea?
Boy, I'll tell you what, you're on the wrong side of the mic, buddy. You need to be on the promoter side. And you need to be a producer inside this company.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, you take it over. But listen, we talked about it, and we're still discussing that. But
Come on,
the format's been laid out for a long time now.
It's $1 million idea.
No, it's a $3 million idea.
Okay,
so don't undersell yourself. It's fantastic. I love it. And I tell you, when I was in on New Year's Eve and we did the Ryzen fight with Bellator guys, to watch those guys come out, like you said, it is just magical, man. And they played the Pride music, and it was just like a throwback, and it just felt massive. And I totally understand what you're saying. And we're working on it.
Please think of the emotion, think of the scenes, and also, can I just say, in addition to Fedor, these individuals deserve a moment too, right?
Yes.
They deserve an ovation.
Yes.
And I know they're there for him, but wouldn't it be nice for them to have that moment? Then they could sit and feel good about themselves, cheer him on, and then they all reconvene in the cage. But what I love so much about this is they're coming together for a singular purpose. But, when's the last time Frank Shamrock got an ovation? When's the last time Randy Couture got an ovation? Rampage, it's been a while for these guys. And so it warms my heart to see them, because I love the legends and I feel like they should be celebrated more. I want them to have a moment too.
Yeah, me too. And I think you should get on that plane, Ariel, on Friday night and fly out here and check it out. Because if we do it this way, you got to come check it out.
Okay, well, let's see. But there's a part of me, MMA fan, I want to see the production on CBS, because part of the appeal here is CBS. I understand the ticket sales are going great. I understand everything is going well for you guys. So it's a big event for you. It feels like a big event. And I guess you have a situation where if Fedor wins, now all of a sudden you have a vacant title. Do you have any idea what you'll do? Have you thought of that, or are you going to only cross that bridge once you get there?
I mean, we have other fighters that we could put in there for a title fight in the future. But Fedor's not, when he fights this fight, and win or lose, he is going to, or even a draw, he's going to retire. So that title, if he wins, will be vacant.
Okay, wow. So big stakes, 3 fights. On CBS and Paramount Plus, like you said. You've also got your newish middleweight champion, Johnny Eblen. I'm excited to see him back in his first defense. By the way, speaking of Paramount Plus, because I've seen the news of the past week about Paramount Plus and Showtime, will all Bellator events now air live on Paramount Plus as well as whatever TV platform they're on?
The only thing I know is that this fight here will be on Paramount Plus with CBS. Okay. And in the future, I don't know the timing of it. I really hate to speculate. So I really don't have an answer for that, but I'm sure we'll have some clarity soon on the situation.
I asked you about the heavyweight title, and if he wins, Fedor that is, the belt becomes vacant. Since we last spoke, Scott, you may have heard the news that the UFC heavyweight champion is now a free agent. What a scenario that would be, right? He walks in, and in my opinion, he's still the champ, and goes for your belt. Any interest at all, any talks at all, anything at all with the great Francis Ngannou?
Yeah, I think that, of course, there's interest. Anytime there's a free agent at this level, we were talking to everybody all the time. And Francis is somebody that we would have high interest in. And I know there's dialogue going on. And I look forward to sit down in the very near future.
Oh, wow. Maybe he can attend the event on Saturday. Any talks of that? What a scene that would be. The past, present, future?
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to invite him. I'm not sure what his schedule's like, but we will invite him. But more importantly is when we can sit down and really talk some business and see if there's a fit. Because, like you said, Fedor fights. If he wins the title, he actually would be the champ until we would have the new fight, and which would not include him. Listen, Francis Ngannou would be a great addition to any roster, and I think we would be a great fit because you have Showtime Boxing. He could do boxing, and he could do MMA with us. So it'd be a one-stop shop for him.
So there's been preliminary talks, would you say, like some feeling out, but nothing real serious just yet. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, basically it's just preliminary discussions to set up a meeting face to face so we can have a good conversation and get to know each other.
Okay. And by the way, the TV landscape has changed dramatically since the last time you were on CBS. And one of my favorite stories about the Nashville thing was telling you about the brawl. Remember that at the press conference? I was like, there was just a brawl in the middle of the cage. That was a crazy time. These things happen in MMA. But like, what is the ceiling for? What is the ceiling for?
You know, we did not invite anybody from the scrap pack to this fight.
Yeah,
by the way, you
probably
know, like,
for the best.
they're no, it's okay. You guys just stay home on this one.
Yeah.
Just sit it down. But it's listen, it was an interesting night, and I didn't even see it. I was headed to the press conference when all that went down, but it was part of the Strikeforce history. Bellator is a lot different company, and we haven't had any problems in the cage. You know, so I'm not expecting anything to go wrong.
Could you tell me what would be a success for you in terms of viewership? Like, I don't know if 5-6 million in today's TV landscape is even possible anymore for anything. What is a hit for you? Is it 1 million? Is it 2 million? What are you thinking?
I mean, listen, I think that if we get to that 3 million mark, that'd be a victory. I think that'd be a nice number. You know, we're going to work hard towards that. And I feel cautiously optimistic because it's a great fight card, and you get to see one of the legends, you know, put it down and retire and fight one of the greatest fighters in Bellator, Ryan Bader, and you know, it's free on CBS and Paramount Plus. So you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be a great a great night of viewing for MMA.
All right. Well, I can't wait, and I hope that when I tune in at 9:00 Eastern, 6 Pacific. I will see all these legends walking out. Maybe some Pride music. Who knows? Let's get crazy. You know what I mean?
I think somebody owns that, Ariel.
Okay, forget that. Forget that idea. That's my one bad idea in this segment. We don't need the music. Who cares about the music? Just let them walk out, and we celebrate them. And what a way to start the event. And by the way, we just so happen to have the voice of Pride working the booth, right? I mean, is Mauro working this show? I would imagine, right? It's a big deal.
Yes, Mauro is working the show. And one thing I'll tell you, when you talk about a big fight and a big feeling of a big event, we have requests and ticket, you know, people flying in from all over the world. We got orders from Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Japan. Like it's really has that international feel. And you know, it's going to be really special because I think you'll see a big international audience. I think you'll see a big contingency of Japanese fans there. You'll see a big contingency from Europe. I think you'll see a big contingency from the Middle East. And, you know, it's really, really fun to see the excitement of this event and what it's created. So I'm really looking forward to it.
I love it. Well, I wish you guys the best. Can't wait to tune in. Can't wait to watch it. And can't wait to see that big ceremony at the beginning and end of the night. It's going to be great. Thanks for coming on and announcing this news.
Thank you so much, Ariel.
All right. Good luck.
See you Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There he is, the Bellator president, the one and only Scott Coker.